Hello students, today we will learn about grassland. Grasslands are mainly covered by long thick grasses. The temperature in this region have hot summers and cold winters. Rainfall is uncertain and drought is common. Do you know what is meaning of drought? Yes, a long period of time when there is little or no rain. Rain may come, rain may not come. Now we will learn about adaptation of plants in the grassland. First one is roots extend deep into the ground. Because of that, what will happen? Ground water will be absorbed the moisture as they can. Second one is extensive root system. With the help of that system, prevent grazing animals from pulling roots out of the ground. Next one is narrow leaves. Prairie grasses have narrow leaves that lose lesser water than broad leaves do. Next one is grasses grow in this region is near. Grasses grow from their bases, not from tips. Thus, they are not permanently damaged from grazing animals or fire. Next one is soft stem. Soft stems enables prairie grasses to bend in the wind. Last one is shape of the trees are flat or of umbrella. Trees that grow in the grasslands are flat shaped or umbrella shaped in order to withstand the heavy wind. Here is an example or image of flat top shaped. It is look like an umbrella. Can you see this? See, I have highlight this. This is just like an umbrella. Now we will learn about hilly region. Hilly region is a mountain or hills are there in that region. Hilly regions are rocky and dry. There are so many rocks and it is dry in nature. Sometimes water in this region is found as flowing streams, means just in the form of waterfalls. Now plants that grow in the hills are conical and evergreen, means the evergreen because in that region there is a more plants, and because of more plants there is a more rain, and because of more rain it is evergreen, plants will grow more. See here image of those hilly regions trees are given. See how they are adapt in their habitats. Hey, can you see this is cone shaped plant? Adaptation of plants in the hilly region. As we have seen, the shape of the plants is cone shape. It is having sloping branch. It is having sloping branch. Because of cone shape having branch, this shape of the mountain stream makes the rainwater and snow slide off easily without damaging the leaves and the branches. Second one is needle-like leaves. Leaves are of shape of needle. It prevents the loss of water in the windy condition. It helps the mountain trees to survive in winters when the water gets frozen and is not available to the roots. Leaves are of waxy layers. Because of waxy layers, when the water will come, then it will flow from the trees and there will be less possibility of fungus and bacteria. Another adaptation of that is waxy layers to reduce the loss of water through the transpiration. Let's learn about marshy region. A marsh is an area of land where water covers ground for long period of time. Grass and herbaceous plants grow in the marshy region. Herbaceous plants are plants that have soft stems. Now we will learn about adaptation of plants in the marshy region. It has sticky and clayey soil. Plants in this region therefore often have large air spaces within them to store air. Well-developed root system. Because of well-developed root systems and also have adaptation for dealing with high salt content in the water that surrounded them. And aerial roots. Aerial roots of these plants grow above the soil and absorb the gases directly from there. Hence they are called breathing roots because they breathe for the plant, so they are known as breathing root. So if somebody will ask you What is the another name of aerial roots? Yes, breathing roots. The another name of aerial roots is breathing roots. Now we will learn about aquatic habitats. Aquatic plants are plants that adapted to living in the aquatic environment. It may be any water, salt water or fresh water. They are also known as hydrophytes. Hydro means water and it is Greek word. Okay, hydro means water. Aquatic plants have plenty of water around them. Their main changes is getting enough sunlight and air. These are the two challenges for them. There are mainly two types of aquatic plants, submerged plant and floating plant. Submerged plants have stems and leaves that grow entirely underwater. Again we will do how many types of aquatic plants are there? Two. First one is submerged plant and second one is floating plant. Submerged plants have stems and leaves that grow entirely underwater. For example, seagrass. Seagrass. And second one is floating grass. Float. To float means to swim. Okay, so the plants which grow above the water, these plants are known as floating plants. Now, floating plants are also of two types. First one, those which roots with the floating leaves, for example, water lily, and those with roots are not rooted but just float on the surface, for example, duckweed. Submerged plants have stems and leaves that grows entirely underwater, for example, seagrass. Now see what do? They absorb the water and nutrients and dissolve the gases surrounding the water. Second one, flexible and light underwater. Flexible and light underwater stem that helps plants to survive in the strong water currents. Example, pondweed. Floating plants float on the water. Okay, I have already discussed about two types of floating plants. Here one picture is given of water lily. These are rooted with the floating leaves. Now adaptation of floating plants. Now what is adaptation of floating plants? First one is floating leaves. I generally through because of they have to withstand and weather the water movement. They often have well-developed air chambers called lacunae, which helps them to float in water. Now, stomata are found only on upper surface of the leaf. This upper surface often has thick waxy coating to run off water and help keep the stomata open and clear.